Hello, everybody. Intuition here. Thank you so much for making some time and space for us. Today, we have a fun and exciting topic to discuss, and that fun and exciting topic to discuss is you. You. And by you, I mean the identification that you have with you. And for many of us, that identification that you have with you is that of the beautiful painting that you paint of the personality. You all identify not as the unique beings that you inherently are, but with the personality construct in which you have invented that therefore defines and runs much, if not all, of your lives. And as always, what the hell am I going on about? What does that even mean? The personality. I identify with the personality. What is the personality? Well, let's talk about it. What is the personality? The personality, how intuition sees it, is the idea of our story. Our story is our personality. Not our collective story, not society's story, but your story. Whatever it is that you think your story is something that you like to identify with. And as you identify with your story, what happens is, as more of your story continues to unfold from birth to toddlerhood, from toddlerhood to adolescence into teenage, into adulthood, as that continues to unfold, you create more of a story for yourself. And as you continue to create that story for yourself, you continue to use that to inform your habits, to inform what it is that you do. The conditioning idea. I am conditioning, I am grooming myself. And really, you are the best groomers. You all discuss this idea of, society, the scary man around the corner is grooming me. And that might be so, but the best groomers in the business are you, the people that you see when you look into the mirror. Because you have groomed yourself, you have conditioned yourself, you have indoctrinated yourself into believing a very small, incoherent, for many of you, construct, which is the personality, which again is informed by your story. And your story, therefore, when you identify with your story, it creates a bunch of habits. And those habits become more concrete and solidified in density. And as you continue to solidify them, then they become your personality, which then allows you to inform yourself in each and every day. And why is that a problem? Why do we care? What's wrong with having an identification with your past? Well, I don't know about you, but for many of us, our pasts, our childhoods, our traumas are what it is that the story is really made up of. Not many of us have much of a good memory of the good things that have happened to us. Usually what makes it in the memory bank is that of misfortune, trauma, and horrific events that you cannot unforget, you cannot unsee, you cannot unremember, and therefore you cannot unlive. And that is what sticks with you. And as that sticks with you, that continues to create a pattern around you. And as that pattern becomes more dense, and that pattern and that energy becomes more solidified, then again, that becomes your personality. And as that becomes your personality, that becomes a lens in which you are looking through your life with. But again, that lens is not, those eyes are not outward, looking at what's going on in today's world, in the now. Those eyes are pointed inward, and not in a positive way in which I'm remembering all it is that I am. All it is that I'm looking at is a very small fragment of what it is that I think I am, and that is the over-identification with the story. So because that lens is pointed inward, all it is that I'm able to see is the story of the past that I'm telling myself, which then is informing the personality to create exactly what it is that I'm looking at here, backwards, here, in front of me. So let me explain that in a different way, because maybe for some that doesn't make a lot of sense. So the personality drives the illusion, right? Our story in which we identify with, right? Again, we don't have a good memory of the good things that happened to us. Not many people remember all the beautiful moments in today. Let's talk about just today. Let's talk about what has happened to you today. And if your day is just beginning, then let's look at yesterday. If we look at yesterday, can you remember all the good things that happened to you. You might remember 1 or 2, maybe 3, maybe 5 if you are really great and really present, which is very rare. But I bet you won't need any reminding. You won't even need to think about the bad things that happened to you yesterday. You'll be like, oh, well, I was waiting for you to ask me that. So JoJo came and they stepped on my foot, and you know I just got a new pair of sneakers, and you know that I hate when they step on my sneakers, and that's JoJo for you. She's just got her head in the ass every day, and she just doesn't even see what's right in front of her, and that pissed me off. And then my car wouldn't start, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And again, that is what you remember. That is what sticks with you. 100 million beautiful things could have happened to you. But again, what sticks out for you more than those good positive things are those negative qualities, those negative challenges that you felt that you had to face, that were so challenging to face, and therefore that is what you remember, and then therefore that is what you are bringing forth into the now moment, which is then putting a bad taste in your mouth, which is then putting you right back into the memory of what just happened that was so negative, and now you're reliving that moment in this moment right now. And that is what we all do through the lens of the personality. The lens of the personality simply allows for us to remember all of those challenges, all of those traumas, all of those triggers, all of those horrifying moments. It allows us to be very close to them, sit really close in that energy. And as we sit very close in that energy, it allows us to inform the present moment. Instead of us actually seeing what's happening in the moment, we're seeing through the lens of the personality. And as we're seeing through the lens of the personality, we again are not seeing frontwards, we're seeing backwards. Because again, we're seeing through the lens of time. And through the lens of time, all I'm seeing is the negative crap in which I've built up to create a story around, and therefore again, that's informing, information, but again, it's backwards, the information that you're getting. So then therefore, the opposite of information is distortion. So therefore, that information is distorting the present moment in which you all claim to want to be in. But again, if you're operating through the lens of the personality, guess where you will never actually get to be? Here, right now, in this moment. You know all this time that you all are creating? And I say that you're creating time because guess what? You are creating time. You, not me, not society, not God, not the big lady with the big belly in the sky. You are creating time. You, the little lowercase g that also created this earth, you know? The earth doesn't exist and therefore you exist. You created the earth and therefore the earth exists. So you, if you created this earth, bet your bottom dollar that you created time as well. Or in the very least helped to create the illusion of time. And so therefore, you're creating all this time for yourself. And I'm not going to tell what another little lowercase g should do, as I'm another little lowercase g. I would never tell another God, another universal principality, what they should do with their time that they're creating. But if you're going to bitch and moan about it, about all this time in which you're creating, and it's a miserable time for you, then why are you looking through the lens of the past? And you're looking through the lens of the past because you're looking through the personality filter. And if you're looking through the personality filter is based on a superimposed image, on a superimposed image, on a superimposed image, on a superimposed image. And those superimposed images are images of your childhood, images of teenagehood, images of adolescence, images of those really scary, mean people that were doing really scary, mean things. It is just an image on top of an image on top of an image. And all those images are running in time. And all of that time, you keep on reliving over and over and over and over and over again, just backwards now, to inform the personality in this moment. And what you're informing the personality to do is create the same shit that you're seeing from the past in the moment. If not by you reliving the past, reliving the really upsetting moment where JoJo stepped on your brand new shoes, then literally creating it. Because again, if you think that you just can create time and you just created this earth and that you're not creating everything that you see in front of you, then my dear friend, good grief, you are in for a surprise. Because on some level, not to say that it's all you, but there are only 7 universal principalities. And we are all extensions of those 7 universal principalities that created this space and this place in which we're in. So I'd say you're a little responsible for all the things in which you're seeing in the illusion. Not to say that you're not co-creating with others within the illusion, but nobody can inform your illusion other than you. And if you don't like what it is that you're seeing in your illusion, guess what? You have the power, literally, not figuratively, literally, guess what you have the power to do? It's as simple as saying, nope, no, not today, not tomorrow, definitely not now. Because the minute you say no and you disagree and you say, no, I will not stand for this. No, I will not live in the illusion of the past. No, I will not allow my personality to inform myself right now because my personality is a construct of the past because all it is looking at the past and informing me right now. And I am not my past. I am now. I am literally just right now. All you have to do is say no. Hell to the nah. Not today, not tomorrow, definitely not now. So, it's as simple as saying no and letting go of your story, which then creates your personality, which then is so limiting and limits all of us. Because again, why would you want to identify with something so small when you are so big? You are infinitely big, huge. The room could not hold you. If you truly remembered how big you are as a universal principality, the infinite that is space wouldn't even be able to hold you, because again, the space is an illusion. This place is an illusion. So if you insist on identifying with something so small, then again, who am I to get in the way of another little lowercase g? I have nothing but respect. And for me to say that you're wrong would mean that I'm right. And that would invalidate you. And I would never invalidate another God. That is not my right to do. That is your lens, and therefore you keep on creating whatever it is that you want to create. There must be some reason that you're creating it, so therefore, assalamu alaikum, do it. Do it to the fullest. But if that's not what you really want, then give yourself a little bit of your memory back by not identifying with the personality, because as I identify with the personality, it totally negates and it does not allow for enough space for me to remember all it is that I am, because you're forcing yourself to fit into a small shoebox. You cannot identify with the personality and remember all it is that you are. Those things cancel each other out. You cannot say I'm just my story, but also I'm a lowercase g God, and I'm a universal principality, part of the 7 that created this space and created this world, this planet in which we live in. You cannot hold those 2 truths within you. It's either one or the other. So, if you want to remember all that you are, then you have to let go of the personality to do it. Because again, principality, personality, why are they so similar? It is because you all forgotten who it is that you are, all it is that you are, and the principality that you are, that now you feel like you have to identify with something. And if I can't remember what it is that I really am, then shit. I have to ground myself to something. I have to hold on to something. Otherwise, I just might slip away into, I don't know, the space that we originate from. Scary. So scary. To remember all that I am. So scary. And we're not saying it isn't scary. Because at least the personality allows you to stay in a sense of an accountability. Because it doesn't allow you to see how powerful you are in everything that you've created. But when you stand in your power and you stand in the principality and not the personality, what you really see is how you are accountable for everything that has been created, including this earth, if you hate it so much, including this space, if you hate it so much. And that could be hard to swallow if this place and this space has caused you so much pain, but also that is an illusion, not to say that you're not valid, not to minimize the pain of your experience, but also, on some level, you created it. Along with the other co-creators that are here, of course. But isn't it a little bit more palatable to know that I'm a universal principality? I'm a lowercase g God, not some small little human that has no choice, that has just been a victim from day one to now. That is so much harder to swallow, and also not based in truth. But that is so much harder to swallow than just simply looking in the mirror and remembering, oh my God, literally, oh my God, me, lowercase g God, oh my God, God, oh my God, here I am, beautiful, better than the personality, which is, oh my God, where is God, oh my God, I must hide. In the story, in the construct of what it is that feels small and safe. And again, not to minimize, not to invalidate, not to laugh. Because we are all there and we've all been there. But again, if you're not happy there, if you're not comfortable there, then there's an option. And that is all I am saying. Is that if you don't know, then there is no choice. And that is really all, that's how you break an illusion to begin with, is having more than one option. When you know you have another option, then that creates a choice. And if you have a choice, then that creates two different ways in which you could go. It doesn't force you into just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. So now you have a choice. I can identify with the personality, which is a valid choice. Or I can identify with the principality that I am. And that is an equally valid choice. Both are valid. Not one is bigger or better than the other. It simply depends on your lens and what it is that you'd like to experience. And whatever you experience, there's nothing but respect and excitement from us because, at least you're making a choice as opposed to being an illusion and thinking that you have no choice. So, whatever you identify with today, the personality or the principality, we applaud you for making a choice because that's 10 steps better than most of us. Most of us aren't making any choices and feeling upset about it. So, we commend you on whatever choice you make. As always, thanks for making some space and some time for us. And we, as always, look forward to seeing you whenever the hell that is going to be. Well wishes.